These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes, oh I hate to go. There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes, the bills need paying, so off I must go.
These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores is where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's mighty road. With tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores where I call home, it's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Bright Sights Youth Committee visits youth centers in Grand Bank and Marystown. Renovations are underway at St. John Central High. District policing will become a reality in the new year. Students at St. John Central High held a talent show. These stories plus community events, BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more coming up in just a moment.
You know, Custom Carpet is Busy's favorite shop because they got tons of colors of cushion flooring and carpet to match their paint. Sure, they'll even help you to pick out the wallpaper and borders to match your paint and flooring. If somebody wants to make their own talk of the town, they should go to Custom Carpet because, old man, they got the goods to do it with and they're more than happy to help. Know something? Once again, old Bessie is right. Just wish she'd go and get some grub once in a while.
Representatives from the Bright Sights Youth Committee traveled to Grand Bank and Marystown last weekend to tour the youth facilities in those communities. The Marystown Youth Club are operating out of the Marystown Central High School. The group utilizes the school cafeteria, resource room, and gymnasium on the weekend. In addition to activities such as volleyball and basketball in the gymnasium, the group also has pool and ping pong tables, air hockey, a TV and VCR for movies, and lots of board games. The center is very well utilized by the youth of the community. Joan Brown, one of the coordinators, said the number of young offenders charges in the community has dropped by over 50% since the youth center started a year ago. The Grand Bank Youth Center was a very impressive facility with a dance hall, pool room, big screen TV, a state-of-the-art computer room, as well as a canteen and seating areas. Plans are also in place to add a gymnasium to the facility. The Bright Sites Youth Committee were not impressed by the lack of use by teens in the community. They visited the facility on a Friday night of a 4-day weekend to find between 15 and 20 kids in the facility with nothing planned for that evening. Ada Vetcher, one of the adults who traveled with the youth, said the Marystown concept is doable in our community, and the Bright Sites Youth Committee will be looking at that for the time being, with hopes of a future youth center like the one in Grand Bank. Renovations are continuing at the Seafreeze plant here in Burgeo. Over the past few weeks, a number of changes have been made around the Seafreeze property. One of the most noticeable changes in front of the Seafreeze plant is the removal of the pipeline that went from the plant to the wharf. These pipes were used to supply steam and bunker C to the machine shop that was removed last year. The only pipe still being used was a water line to the wharf, which is now being placed underground along with the power line to that building. Behind the plant, a number of changes have also been made. A large area has been paved for storing fish containers, and a ramp has been installed for loading and unloading tractor trailers. A Brownie leader here in Burgeo was honored for 25 years of service to the guide movement at a luncheon on Tuesday of this past week.
I think if you ask any of those drivers, they'll say, we enjoy what you do for us. But we got one here that's been a guider for 25 years. She wasn't my guider, but she was some of your mom's guiders. Pam, I think she probably had Pam. No. Yeah. She was Pam's guider, now Pam is your guider. Just imagine that. So Betty was more than 25 really. But this is 25 years from the time she was registered in St. John's as a Brownie guider, as Brown Owl, actually, 25 years. So, Biddy, would you come up, please? We got the pin there, and this is 25 years out. That don't mean nothing. In 30 years, she get another one, right?
We would like to remind viewers that the Burgeo Lions annual Santa Claus Parade is only 3 weeks away. It's time to get started on your float for this year's parade. If your group is planning to enter a float, you're asked to contact Roger Han. Stay with us for more of This Week in Review after these words from tonight's sponsor.
Mose, I'd like to have some self-stick floor tile to go down in my basement.
Do you think they got any up to custom carpet?
Moles, don't you tax a loose with all hundreds of different colours of carpet and cushion floor they got to choose from up there. You knows they can't sell stick tile.
We went up to see. Good gracious. They got some of the prettiest tiles I ever set me two eyes on. Black marble, white with burgundy diamonds, white with green diamonds. That's just to mention a few. And on top, guess what? They got wallpaper and borders to match too.
Work has begun to renovate the lower level at St. John Central High School to convert that area into a community resource center. Ms. Barter, renovations got underway earlier this week to make some changes to the lower level here at St. John Central High School to accommodate the new resource center and the public library. Can you tell us what changes exactly are going to be made here?
Yes, Dave. We started work on Saturday. We have 4 carpenters here. And presently we're standing right at the very beginning of the corridor. The main entrance to the basement is right behind you, and also the steps going up to the main floor where the office is and where our old library used to be. When you look down through this corridor, you will find that this wall here is being taken down. There will be a semi-wall there, and then the rest will be filled in with glass, so that the technology center will still house the computers, will be here. So there will be a door to enter here, and if you follow along, the 12 computers for the technology center will still be in here. There will be no door here. This will be all glass, so that when the librarian is working in the library, for example, or the teacher is in the library with a group of students, they can see anyone who's in the tech center as well. And all of this, you'll notice the walls are gone here completely. This will be taken down and will be opened and will be supported by steel beams as opposed to walls. So all of this, this classroom here, one towards the back, all of this corridor area will be open into one complete area. And this is where the library books for both libraries will be housed. And with the books will also be, we're hoping for 6 computers. We know that we have 4 right now, but we're aiming for 6 to go along this wall, which will contain CD-ROMs. They will be equipped with CD-ROMs so that research can be done using CD-ROM material. And they will also be hooked up to the internet so people can access internet from them as well. So we'll have 24-hour service for internet for all public users and students alike. In this area down here, where the washrooms used to be, this used to be the girls' washroom and the boys' washroom for the lower level. This is being opened up into a storage area, and actually the boys' washroom is going to be made into a photo lab, photography lab, because we do some black and white photography in our physics program in school, and there's also a black and white photography club in the community. So we're going to combine 2 as part of a community project whereby we would have the processing done down here. It's been done down here for years. One of the bathrooms has been closed off. The last 3 or 4 years we changed that, opened these 2 bathrooms for usage, regular toilet usage, and we took a bathroom on our main floor and created a lab. But this year we decided that since this floor is the one that's going to be public accessible, it might be a good idea to have our lab downstairs. So part of this will be an office for the librarian, and there'll be glass put along this wall so that if she happens to have to come to the office for something, she can observe the main floor. And then this room will be done into a photo lab. The back corner is where our parking lot is out in front of the school. One part of that will have a fire exit, and there will also be a ramp there for disabled people. So there'll be a wheelchair ramp there and a fire exit.
So will the main entrance be staying where the lower level entrance is now?
Yes, the main entrance for normal usage will be the entrance that is there now, except there will be a new doorway built there so that we have a thumb latch, a regular thumb latch, so that people can access that door on a regular basis, and it can be unlocked, much like our main entrance is on the top floor. And this one will be used if, for example, there was someone in a wheelchair who wanted to come into the library to do some work, they could access the library through that door.
Okay, there's a photocopier there that was from the FFAW Education Center. Will that be kept here in the Resource Center for public access?
Yes. What we're planning on doing is probably putting it in the corridor on the main floor so that it'll be accessible to everyone. And the reason for that is the FFAW Adult Basic Ed Center is going to be on the main floor. The students, for the most part, will also be using the main floor Resource Center. And I don't think, well, final decision hasn't been made as to which floor it is, but whichever is the case, it will be made accessible for public usage. As a matter of fact, I've already approached a photocopying company in Corner Brook. They're going to put a machine on it that will handle tokens so that people can purchase so many tokens, and then every time they want to copy something, they can use their tokens to access the machine. So instead of putting in a dime or a coin operated, it will be token operated. But that will be then made available either on this floor or the main floor in the corridor to ensure that anyone who wants access to a photocopying machine has it.
Okay, the technology room you mentioned back the hall a little ways. Will that be just for student use, or will that be open to public use sometimes as well?
No, the tech center, when we put in the proposal for that, we put it in as a project whereby we could have community partnerships. And it's been the intent that and the reason actually why the whole center is going down here instead of on the top floor is so that adults will be able to access those computers. What we intend to do is we'll have 12 computers in that room, and there's going to be times when adults, for example, are going to want courses in how to access the internet. They might want to do courses in using CAD or different types of design technology programs that are now on those computers. And when they do, those computers will be made accessible to them. They would also be made accessible if, for example, there was an overflow in the library. If you happen to have an evening where you had 6 people or 10 people waiting to go on internet, then the computer room would be opened so that more computers would be in use. We should have, by Christmas, a minimum of 16 computers here hooked up to the internet system. So that someone wouldn't have to come in and wait for an hour or 2 hours because you only have 4 computers there that can't be freed up. They will be made available to the public when they're needed.
Okay, and that internet access will be free to anyone that wants to use it?
Yes, at least for the next 2 years. The project that we've acquired through CAPS and through HRD ensured that the monthly fee that's now being paid is paid through those projects. So for at least the next 2 years, we have unlimited access. Those people who have internet in the community usually purchase about 10 hours is the normal, some purchase 20. But for the school and for the public, as long as we had this project on the go for at least the next 18 months, and hopefully longer, because whatever funding that we can put into that we will, there will be unlimited access to the internet system, and it will be free.
Okay, well, seems like it's going to be a busy spot for the next little while. And
So.
we look forward to coming back and seeing the final product.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The local detachment of the RCMP are teaming up with other detachments across western Newfoundland as part of the new concept of district policing. I spoke with Corporal Matheson about what district policing will mean for Burgeo. Corporal Matheson, I understand that the Burgeo detachment will be joining forces with Stephenville under the new district policing. Can you tell us a little bit about district policing?
Yes, David. As you may have heard, or as we've talked about previously, district policing is a new concept that will be coming into effect in this area between January and April 1st of 1998. We'll be joining up with Port aux Basques Detachment and joining Bay St. George District Detachment to become one district. The idea behind this is to consolidate a lot of administrative duties, a lot of duplication or triplication of duties that, let's say, I'm doing here and another officer may have been doing in Bereswa Brook, for instance, will now be done in the district headquarters, which will be Stephenville. So basically it's a rethinking or a changing of the way we do things. The idea is to eliminate or cut down my administrative duties, my own administrative duties, hopefully by 80%. There'll be some change in roles here at this office. Judy will become more of an office manager and will take over some of my responsibilities, and hopefully this will allow me to be on the road more, to be out involved with groups and doing investigations and traveling in our detachment area a little more than I have been in the past.
Okay, so the local detachment here will remain open?
Yes, there will be no change in the present status of our office. People may see us on the road more in the community and doing work in our cars with the laptops, which will be installed January, February of next year. Other communities along the south coast perhaps will see us more as well. It should make us more accessible, hopefully, to the general public.
Will the RCMP still have 3 officers stationed here in Burgeo?
Yes, the present allotment of 3 officers will stay the same. There's no indication that there will be any change in this, to my knowledge. District policing is not a downsizing. It's just using new computer technology, hopefully to allow members to spend more time on the road, cut down on unnecessary paperwork and duplication, and consolidate administrative functions in one area as opposed to 5 or 6 different areas.
Okay, according to the brochure about district policing, cell phones are going to play a significant role. How will this detachment deal with that aspect, since we don't have cellular phone service?
As you said, we don't have cell phone coverage at the present time. I've presently put in for a mobile satellite telephone, a briefcase model, hopefully that we can use in the boat or in the car or the Suburban when we go around. We've used a satellite telephone previously and found it worked quite well. We had to give it up because of the Queen's visit, but I presently have one spoken for and hope to have it before Christmas. Now, we have talked some to Newtel, and hopefully with our requirement to have cell phones, it might help getting cell phone coverage for this area. We're exploring that avenue as we speak.
What benefits will Burgeo see from district policing?
Well, hopefully district policing will free all of us up a bit more from the paper that we have to push continually. Instead of a file folder, let's say, full of paper, much like this one, most of it, our work will be on a disk, and you can do most of it from the car. Instead of writing it down in the car and then back at the office, you can type it all once, and that'll be it. You don't have to do that 2 or 3 times. The new computer program that we're going to be using will allow us to run off various court things from that. It should keep us out of the office more and freer to be out more, basically.
Okay, what about with respect to accessing resource people? Like when you had the shoplifting seminar a while back, you had an officer from Stephenville.
Well, with district policing, we've seen the benefits of the district policing, in that it was quite easy for us to access a community policing officer in Stephenville. His responsibility will be the whole district, from Burgeo to Port aux Basques to Piccadilly, Stephenville. He was able to come down and put off a shoplifting seminar. it was very easy to arrange this because of the new district policing concept. We're hoping in the future that he can come back to talk maybe about Crime Stoppers and a few other programs that may benefit citizens in this area.
When does the RCMP expect to have district policing operational in this area?
It is going to be fully operational by April 1st of '98. Some things are already started. Most of them will start in January 1st of '98, but all of our computers will be installed in our cars by April 1st. So April 1st is the official start-up date.
Okay, Corporal Matheson, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
We have brochures at our office that are available to any interested people who would like to come in and pick one up. If anyone has any questions about the concept or what direction we are heading, certainly feel free to call or drop in and see us. We've met with the town council in Burgeo and Ramia, plus other community groups. If any persons or group of people would like to meet with us to discuss this, then by all means, please let us know, and we'll gladly, talk about this.
Okay, well, we'd like to thank you for speaking with us today.
Very welcome.
Students at St. John Central High School held a talent show last Friday afternoon in the school gymnasium. Students at St. John Central High had the opportunity to show off their musical abilities at a talent show held last Friday at the school. The talent show will be shown in its entirety at a later date. Stay with us for Off the Rack, community events, and the BBS Playbill. All that after this.
T'other night, Bessie and I was sitting down watching the bandwagon, 'cause we loves that. And right at the blue, she said, "Mose, you know the people of Burgeo is lucky." Bess, I said, "What you rambling on about? Lucky, what's he talking about?" 'Cause she said, "We can go up to their custom carpet Tuesday to Saturday and Thursday nights and get our choice of hundreds of colors of paint and paint sheens. They got melamine, kitchen and bath paint, eggshell, and velvet, and that's only a few, my son Wicky 'tis."
Off the Rack. This week as we scanned our tape racks, we came across a video of some of the floats in a Christmas parade from a few years back. Here's a look back now to December 1989.
What's the theme of your float this year?
The theme of TRA's float this year is Santa's Cookie Christmas.
How much time did you spend working at this float?
Oh, not that much time really, because everything all you had to do was put it together. TRA sent it out and just had to fold it together and stable it on the float, but it did take probably 3 or 4 hours, you know.
And Ryan, I guess you're the cookie elf.
Yeah.
What's your job here today?
Give milk cookies.
Yeah? Do you like doing that?
Yeah.
Just hope you give away a lot of cookies, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Jerry. What's the theme of your float here this year?
Our theme is Behold, a King is Born. We're emphasizing on the children for Christmas, and I think since it's Christ's birthday, we thought that was quite appropriate for the occasion, and I think we came up with a good idea anyway. At least John did. So, go ahead. Sorry.
I guess you put a lot of work into this float.
Yeah, we've been at this at least a good 3 weeks or more, right? And a lot of hours trying to figure out how we're going to do it and pull things together. But when the crunch came, by the time we got all our different articles that we had to put together, between yesterday and today, we had everything coordinated and put it all together this morning.
Thank you. It's a very beautiful float.
Thank you.
Hershey's Lioness Hershey's Kisses. Little kiss. Yeah. Where did you come up with the idea for your float?
You want us to give you credit? It was Grace's idea, Miss Abbott, my dear. Grace Abbott over there. Look, give her a shot.
Yeah.
It's her idea.
Yeah. It's a very beautiful float. How much time did it take to prepare this?
Oh, 2 Friday nights we were working on it? Yeah. 2 Friday nights we were working at the painting and that, and then this morning.
It was up in the week. It was up in the week in the evening.
You're doing the painting. A couple days altogether.
It's a very beautiful float. Thank you.
Thank you.
No entry here. What's your name?
Johnny.
And your name?
Andre Lushman.
And your name? You're not going to tell me. What's your name?
Tanya.
And your name?
Jimmy.
I see. Did you guys do this float all by yourselves?
With, like, her father and Dave Pearson and Doug Batcher helped us.
About how long did it take for you to build this beautiful float?
2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. So you put a lot of work into it yourself too, did you? Okay, well, it's a very, very nice float. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Teresa Sims, and she's the leader of the Sunbeams. Teresa, what's the theme of your float this year?
We had pints at a Christmas.
How long did you work at this float?
I'd say roughly around 50 hours.
And all the girls were excited to work on a float, I guess.
Very excited. We couldn't enter them all because we have 25, but we did take 8 and the 2 leaders.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now with me here now I have Jody and Rhonda, and they're holding the Sunbeams banner. Jody, how long have you been in Sunbeams?
I'm really in Brownies.
Oh, you're in the Brownies, are you? But you're just holding the Sunbeams banner today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you work at the float?
No.
No? But do you like it? Do you like the float that the Sunbeams have here today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, thank you. Okay. Hi, Rhonda. Did you work at the float here with the Sunbeams today?
No.
No? I see. Are you in the Sunbeams or the Brownies?
Brownies.
Brownies. I see. You're just helping them carry their banner today, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think they have a nice float?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, what's your name?
Julia.
And what's your name?
Carolyn.
And your name?
Robin.
And you're all Sunbeams, or I guess you're poinsettias today. Yeah. How long did you work at your float? Did you put a lot of work into it? Yeah. I see. And I guess you're glad to be on this beautiful float today, are you? Yeah. You find it cold?
No.
No, I do. How old are you?
5.
And how old are you?
5.
And you're 5 too? Yeah. I see. Well, you're very beautiful poinsettias today. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm Rhonda Green. The Burgess Volunteer Fire Department will be having a TV bingo on Wednesday, November 19th at 7 p.m. Cards are $1 each or $6 for $5 and available from any fire department member. Due to the possible postal strike, EI and TASE clients are advised that they should drop off their forms at the outreach office instead of mailing them until further notice. The Brightside Youth Committee will be collecting recyclable goods tomorrow evening beginning at 6 p.m. If you would like to drop off your items, you can do so at the RCMP building at this time. If you would like your name added to the collection list, please call Ada at 886-3353. The United Churchwomen will be hosting their fall sale on Saturday, November 22nd, beginning at 2 p.m. at the Fire Hall. The admission is 50 cents and there will be a door prize. Afternoon tea will be available at a cost of $2. The Burgess Lions Club is selling tickets on 3 $100 cash prizes. Tickets are $1 each or 3 for $2 and available from any Lions member. The ticket draw will take place on Christmas Eve. If your group or organization has an upcoming event planned, we will be happy to advertise it for you. You can contact the BBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's program. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Join us on Monday at 7 p.m. for the Fireman's Ball. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Try your luck on Wednesday at 7 p.m. by playing Fire Department TV Bingo. Bingo will be followed by Here I Am, the story of the Primates World Relief and Development Fund. This video comes to us from St. John the Evangelist Church. At 7 p.m. on Thursday, we will have assorted entertainment from the Sand and Sea Festival Matthew Visit. Join Pansy and the gang for crafts, stories, and lots of fun Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Next week's program will be followed by The Bandwagon. Please stay tuned now for assorted entertainment from the Sand and Sea Festival Matthew Visit. For This Week in Review, I'm Dave Cooper. Good night.